getting you from the Hollywood Hills this time?
No, I'm home. I'm downtown LA. So
Downtown
yeah,
LA.
I was shoot downtown LA. I was shooting a movie we just wrapped. I believe the day after we had our potential conversation.
Exactly. And one of the things that came up in our potential conversation is your second movie, also
Yes,
holiday themed movie, also a starring role.
absolutely.
You're 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Isn't that amazing? And as a lead role. And I didn't have to audition for this role, which I'm like, wow, like this is so early. Like, usually, you get offers like maybe 5 or 6 movies down the line or a couple of TV shows down the line. But, that the writer, producer, his mother enjoyed my movie so much, he was having a hard time fulfilling Calvin. That's the name of my role in this new film. And she was like, you got to check out this new actor, Alonzo B. Slater. He was on Oprah Network and he did such a great job. And he went to my IMDb and the rest was history.
Yeah, so good work leads to more work. I think that's the thing that we've learned.
Yeah,
You are
absolutely.
no overnight success story. This is not your first field
No.
you've done success in. So it's been a grind. But have you been able to use
Absolutely.
the skills that you applied or learned as a stylist into acting, or is it just a totally fresh thing?
No, I mean, when I was a stylist, I'm still dealing with people, trying to persuade, why I should be the one, dressing them for this, a particular event or this particular shoot. So it's still a lot of persuading, even in the casting room. You're putting your best foot forward, and also you want to, do your best so you're remembered, and so they'll bring you back. So they both go hand in hand. It's just close.
But,
just close.
But acting, not the only field where you're gaining traction. Your production company, when did that
Absolutely.
start?
Honestly, like last year, around Halloween, we did a short skit for What Love Got to Do with It with Tina Turner and Lawrence Fishburne, me and my girlfriend. And we've been getting like really good reviews from it. A cool parody of of the movie. Not saying that we are them, because we can't be them. We're ourselves. So not really making fun of it, but just adding our own twist to it. Some comedic humor in it as well. And so we decided like, well, let's keep on doing this, and why not make it like a small production? And you just never know what it could turn into. I love comedy. I actually started doing stand-up comedy in 2019. Then it stopped because of COVID. And, I'm more of a, I like to feel the energy and the vibe in the room. So I love in-person interactions. A lot of things now are Zoom. I know we'll get back outside eventually one day. And so, since then and now I've been writing and, gathering notes of what's been going on in the world and my personal life. And I can't wait to get back into it. And so, yeah, we want to just start writing more of our own scripts and, ideas and, and just have a good time, so, yeah.
I didn't know that you tried stand-up. Which room or rooms have you performed at? Anything that I'd know in the LA area?
Yeah, Haha Comedy Club, Flappers in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I've been opening up for Flappers maybe once or twice. Just getting a feel, getting my feet wet. You know what I mean? I'm very new, but I feel like I have a lot to talk about. People say I'm funny. I feel like I'm funny. And so, I'm having a good time. I want to, dive in and do more comedic roles. So, like sitcoms, yeah, I feel like I'll do great in that. So, yeah.
I usually find that actors get into comedy after they've had a few roles. For example, Joel McHale had the success with Community, and then he started doing stand-up. And John Lovitz had all the years in SNL, and then he started doing stand-up. So you actually are getting your acting career and the comedy off at the same time. It's just
at the same time.
First.
Acting took off first. Also, prior to like, TV, film, I'm a model. So I do commercials, I do print. I also do voiceover acting as well. So I was, it's amazing to have my feet in every department and just learning new things. And, it all goes hand in hand.
Sounds like I've heard
Yeah.
every skill so far except music. By any chance, do you sing as well?
Music. I don't sing like that. My first audition was Lion King, and on Broadway for Simba. It's not the best. I definitely want to get back into voice lessons because I want to do musicals. I would love to do like a reboot of like High School Musical or like Glee. Like I want to like do like stuff like that, like play a teacher and singing in the classroom and the kids going with me. You know what I mean? Like it's just a vibe, Disney. You know what I mean? So I would love to like do that as well. Yeah.
The Lion
I'm
King,
not
I
the
assume
best
that
at
was
it.
when you were living in Jersey City.
That's when I was living in Jersey City. My grandmother, who was, huge into the performing arts, she did a lot of, plays in Baltimore, and she was into fashion. So she sold clothing as well at the Pentagon and at these other
Wow.
locations in DC. So she was heavily involved in, me becoming, an actor. At that time, I was like, I don't know too much of it. I'm like, I'm not sure, Grandma. Like, I really just want to be a kid. But she honestly believed in me before I believed in myself. I miss her so much. May she rest in peace. But she was the one that came with me to my first audition, Lion King. And it was an amazing experience. You know what I mean? Just being in a room with other talents from all around the world. You know what I mean? And I was only 12 years old and I made it to the top 15. I was there all day singing the same thing, just different lyrics, different lyrics in the song of, I can't wait to be king. So that it was all day and, movement and, interaction with the other potential, Simba actors. So it was a great experience. I would never forget it. It really taught me how this industry how the industry is structured. It taught me, that rejections, doesn't mean, you're not what they want now. You just got to keep on going. And yeah, it did discourage me at first. I did go to school and lived a regular life, but also still trying to dip my feet into the industry as well, as far as blogging, styling, modeling. Um, you know, you know, maybe like a play here and there in school, just, always trying to just stay true to myself and, and knowing what I wanted to do at the end of the day.
So the consistency that I'm hearing is graciousness, pushing the ball forward, not being afraid to try things. Was there ever a moment when you were kind of, I don't know, miserable, not easy to work with, or it's just you had a great upbringing and learned and
I mean, it's always been a great upbringing. My mom, she was a single parent. My dad wasn't a deadbeat. He left the house maybe when I was 7 or 8, 6 or something like that. He was a part-time dad. You know what I mean? I wish he was there more than than he was. But he did what he knew what he could do. And it is what it is. Some people have it worse than me, so I'm very grateful for what he done for me and my mom as well. Great upbringing. Life was pretty good. Hard to work with? No, I always been like a really cool guy. You know what I mean? And sometimes that it backfires because sometimes people take advantage of that. Of people like that. And I always let things go over my head when people say certain things. Now I'm just trying to like stand my ground and hold the torch down and know like I'm worth it. I'm worthy. I'm here. You know what I mean? So it takes time, and that's for everyone. It takes time. So yeah, I feel like the only time I was probably maybe hard to work with when I was maybe working retail because I didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? I've honestly worked everywhere: Victoria's Secret, Hollister. I've worked everywhere, honestly. I've done it all. Worked at the deli. I've done so much. Just trying to make ends meet and clothing stores, and worked at Louis Vuitton. I mean, it's just all coming back to me now. It's like I've worked everywhere just to really make this dream come true, because this industry is not cheap. You got to pay, for everything, headshots and casting outlets to self-submit if you don't have an agent. So you got to pay your rent. So you self-submit to different projects to maybe get a phone call or a call back to maybe do some self-submission, freelance work, to pay the bills. So I honestly feel like those casting sites are very useful, LA Casting and Actors Access and Backstage, and you know what I mean? Like, I really want, my fellow actors to really get familiar with those casting sites, because it's a really great way to make some money. And so, you can feel like you're working, you're getting out there, and also you're paying your rent too, because Los Angeles is not cheap at all. So yeah.
Were any of those retail spots you called out Pavonia Newport Mall or the Manhattan Mall?
Oh, you're familiar. Okay. Yeah. I worked at Newport Mall. I worked at Hollister and Victoria's Secret. Where else? What else? Where else did I work at in that mall? I feel like I worked at some other spots in that mall. But I live my home is right across the street from there. So it was very close walking distance. Yeah. So that's my stomping grounds. If I wasn't working there, I was running up and down the escalators with my friends at school, going to the movies, doing homework in the food court. It was great. It was good, really good upbringing. Yeah.
Well, if I can throw a compliment here, you sound like the least dark stand-up comic we'll be seeing in any comedy club anywhere. The edge that most of the comics have is just this anger of having to prove stuff. But it sounds like you come from more of the angle of just wanting to entertain as a comic.
Yeah, and that's really just what it is. You see things, you go through things in life, people treat you like shit, and you know what I mean. You keep a side note of how people treat you and the things you go through, and the things you see in life, and you just make art out of it. You turn pain into art. So that's what I do. I just talk about my family, talk about my girl, my father. You know what I mean, and people can relate. It's funny shit, you're keeping it real. So people want to see funny shit, so that's what I want to bring to the stage, and also to people's TVs.
Right. Well, 2 quick questions, then you are free to get along with your day here. And the first one is, now, yes, you're in TV and film and all that, but do you have a TV show that you can recommend for somebody who needs a new show to start?
A new show. I love documentaries. So I don't know if people are into documentaries. I just watched Tiger Woods. Yes, it was so good just watching his upbringing, and all your questions you have towards his career. You get your answers, and why he did certain things. But still at the end of the day, he was an amazing, talented individual. So that was an amazing documentary. I love Sylvie's Love, which is a movie on Amazon Prime, which was really, really good. I love romance films. Malcolm and Marie, that was a great film with John D. Washington and Zendaya. Bridgerton on Netflix, the series, that's really good as well. So we had some really good breakout stars coming out of that show. So I'm looking forward to season 2. Yeah, there's so much great things to watch, and only thing we have to do is just stay home and just stay healthy, and be cautious, and so watch some great TV at the same time.
Exactly. So, and closer, Alonzo, any last words for the kids?
For the kids, especially, you don't even have to be young, inspiring actors. Just let's just try to just be nice to each other. You know what I mean? Let's just try to just be more, more compassionate, more, empathetic for people. And also, anyone that's trying to pursue this career, just try to stay focused, ask questions. I feel like that's what a lot of our young generations don't do. They don't ask questions. They just assume and they just go. And sometimes that's not the right way. So if you have a question, always ask. And so I use that all the time. So yeah, just patience, be nice. And what else? Be patient, be nice, and
go to
you.
your Instagram account.
Yeah, in my Instagram account, yes, follow me at Alonzo B Slater on Instagram. Thank you, Darren. On Twitter, Alonzo _Brown. Snapchat too, Alonzo B Slater. AlonzoBSlater.com. And I can't wait to, show you guys more of me. And
Well,
it's been great chatting with you, Darren. Thank you so much for wanting to talk with me again.
My pleasure. And I hope the next time we talk, you're 3 for 3. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And, a series regular, on the belt as well. So, yeah, let's keep the hope alive.
I'm assuming it's going to happen. So keep it up, and looking forward to seeing what's next from you, man. Take care.
Thank you, man. You have a great day.
Paltrocast.